A sinister plot to bleed India is brewing in Assam as per the Chief Minister, and the Himanta government has adopted the bulldozer model to intensify the crackdown. Today, a bulldozer demolished a madrasa that was run by Mufti Mustafa, an alleged mastermind of the Al-Qaeda Ansar Bangla network in Assam. He was arrested on the 27th of July for indoctrinating small children in madrasas. Assam Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sarma, while justifying the action, detailed the clear and present danger, highlighting how the state is becoming a hotbed for Islamists.
Specific information was received that a person by the name of Mustafa, alias Mufti Mustafa, is an important financial conduit of the recently busted an ABT module in India. The ABT is linked to Al-Qaeda in Indian subcontinent. He opened a madrasa by the name of Jaimul Huda Madrasa at Saharigao, Moirabari. 43 students were studying in this madrasa. So we have demolished that madrasa also. He was indoctrinating even the small children. Bangladeshor pra jeti ahisil, madrasa khonate Bangladesh national bilakok teo rakhisile in a room adjacent to the madrasa. Jihadi literature Kitabul Jihad recovered from his madrasa. Electronic evidence. Jihadi videos found on his phone in last 4-5 months, from the March till August. We could blast 5 modules of ABT. Then you can imagine that ami ki dhoroner situation Ahomot asu. From today, I am addressing the people of Assam through you, that yes, now onwards we have to keep a close watch on imams and madrasa teachers who are not from the state of Assam.
But the thing is, this is not a solitary example. Over the last 6 months, there have been multiple instances, especially after an IS module was busted in Bihar, where from Uttar Pradesh to Karnataka to West Bengal to Bihar, people have either been picked up for harboring terrorists or even carrying out indoctrination of young men and then trying to draft them into terror ranks. All of this under the garb of running a madarsa. This is not to say that the institution per se is problem, but the way in which it has been allowed to become a field for radicals to run riot, if that is being reformed, why should that be called into question?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Dr. Aprajita Sarangi continues with us. We are joined by Nighat Abbas, political analyst, General Secretary and spokesperson of AIUDF, Champak Kalita, Danish Qureshi, political analyst. My first question is to you, Syed Aslam Pasha, spokesperson of the JDS. You would also remember, because a similar recovery was made in Karnataka as well. A preacher was picked up who was indoctrinating young men and trying to get them into terror ranks. If such madrasas are reformed, surely everyone should support it, right?
Well, Padmaja, I want to make it loud and clear. When it comes to the anti-national activities or any terror activities, where the government should definitely investigate, and there should be a firm action and a stern action has to be taken against these people. But having said that, I just want to understand and try and understand what Hemant Biswa Sarma was saying. Who has given the right to bulldoze things, right? Is there something called as law and order? Is there something called as the judicial system in India? Anybody who doesn't believe in the democratic values and the judicial system of India believes in the bulldozing activity. There's a bulldozing spree which is going on in UP, then in Madhya Pradesh and in Assam.
So you are like, he may be running a terror seminary, but he has his fundamental rights, and we must ensure that we check his property papers.
Right? What is the fundamental right? Hemant Biswa Sarma talks about UAPA in the UAPA Act, the Unlawful Prevention Act, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. He has bulldozed. Which act or which section of UAPA tells that you can bulldoze the
Aprajita Sarangi.
People who
so
are
you said, okay, this is the terror, this is a terror factory, or people are being harbored over here. here, but that still doesn't take away from the law. You're not allowed to bulldoze under the law. Aprajita Sarangi. Arrest him, you can't bulldoze his property.
All of us need to unanimously support and commend the endeavors of Hemant Biswa Sarma Ji, the Chief Minister of Assam. Here is one Chief Minister who knows what he is doing. He is walking the talk. He has held a press conference, and I think all of us have heard his press conference. He is not targeting the innocent Muslims. He is targeting the fundamentalists, those Islamic elements who are creating problems in his state, and he is the chief executive of the state. He is bound to do that. If something goes wrong, fingers will be pointed at him. So he has to maintain law and order. He has to ensure the peace and tranquility of his state. And as Padmaja, you said, I fully endorse. This is happening not only in Assam, this is happening everywhere across the country in many states. So I think because of the peace and tranquility on
Syed
which
Aslam Pasha,
the Prime Minister Modi's government
it's
has
tranquility, Syed Aslam Pasha.
You know,
with full
there
respect
would be efforts
to the
from
BJP
different
spokesperson, I just want to ask one question, ma'am. You have a alleged, you have an alleged terror suspect in your own party, which is Sadhvi Pragya, who is involved in a case. You have given her a ticket and she's an MP. Do you want to bulldoze her house also?
No, it's very unfortunate. He is again deviating from the topic of discussion.
You want to be vindictive
We are talking
to a
of
particular
Assam.
community.
5
If you want to
modules
walk
have
the
been
talk,
unearthed.
if you want to
Don't
walk
forget.
the talk, bulldoze
And the Chief
Sadhvi
Minister
Pragya's
of the
house,
Assam is
remove her
talking.
from your party. Remove her from your
Chief
party.
Minister has
You want to
enough
talk
of
about-
evidence.
You want to take
With the evidence
you
is
cannot be
talking,
holier
and
than
naturally
thou.
he
Okay,
will
You
it's
cannot be
strange,
holier
it's
than
strange,
thou.
you know, I
If
can
you
go
want
into the
to be
specifics of the
sincerely
case of
acting
Sadhvi
on terror
Pragya, but it's
aspects and
strange
terror
that you would want to do
activities,
what
you have to
about
remove her from your
It's
party.
not about just
You have
this
to bulldoze
one
her
man,
house.
by the way, who's been picked up, Syed Aslam Pasha, remember? The idea is that he was also ruining the future of the children who were studying there.
Absolutely
The parents
true.
sent
No
him
doubt
there
about
in
it.
good
No
faith.
doubt.
And this man was trapping and sending them in harm's way. But Nighat Abbas, that still does not excuse riding roughshod over the law. Syed Aslam Pasha is saying, fine, you want to reform, you reform, but you can't just be bulldozing and breaking down. After all, बाकी भी बच्चे पढ़ते हैं वहाँ पे. Nighat Abbas.
Padmaja, well, I need to say, and I should apparently, that not only from Assam but the entire country, we need to wash off the concept of Madarsas from here. Reason being, we need to literally differentiate between the hate manufacturing units and educational institutions. Clearly, a Madarsa is no more a educational institutions. I am not saying that all of the Madarsas are teaching terrorism, but what I want to say right now here is obviously they're trying to divert the attention from humanity to take it to the grounds of kafirs, and that is the reason we need to blow up this right now, and bulldozing will solve half the problem of the nation, which leads to riots, which leads to violence and ultimately terrorism. So yes, what happened in Assam should happen in the entire nation, and that's when we are going to literally teach our children, the Muslim children, the modern education. They'll be more developing, they'll have better futures, they'll be in IAS, they'll be doctors, they'll be in army, they'll be in defense sector, they'll be everywhere and conquering the entire world, and not blooming the entire world with their terrorism activities. So which is what we need to do, and I think what Hemant Biswa Ji did, all the chief ministers of our country, of several states, need to learn it from him. And
but the
start doing what
constitution
he's doing
guarantees
right
them the right to practice their religion. And if Muslim children want to study their religion in Madarsas,
Yes,
the
obviously.
constitution grants them that.
Absolutely.
So why should it be bulldozed?
No, sadly, no, Padmaja, what I see sadly is that none of the parents want to teach Islam to their children at their houses, and they really want to send these children to Madarsas. Now, do we have some names, few names who have, who've been doctors, who have cleared UPSC exams, or are flourishing in their future and careers, and have read things and have studied from Madarsas? Not even one. If this is the kind of education you want to give your children, stop doing that. Stop fooling your children in the name of education, saying that madarsa jao, wahan pad ke aao.
In post-independence India, there are many notables, including those in our politics, who did come from madrasas. But in the current context, Champak Kalita, Nighat Abbas is saying in the year 2022, name an IS officer who's coming from a madrasa, because it has degenerated to become what it is. What we are seeing from Burdwan to Deoband to Karnataka to Assam to Bihar. Champak Kalita.
देखिए मैडम, सबसे पहले कोई भी दहशतगर्द हो, एक्सट्रीमिज्म हो, AIVDF उसका मजम्मत करती है। सबसे अफसोस की जो मोहतरमा मेरे से पहले बोल रही थी, हम लोग इस देश में है कि किसी को एलेज करो और उसको बुलडोज कर दो, और करना चाहिए। और ये अभी एक नेशनल टीवी में वो बोल रही है, आप सुन रही है, हम सुन रहे हैं, सारा दुनिया सुन रही है। अगर यही हिंदुस्तान है तो मैं सोचता हूं मुझे और जरा नहीं बोलना चाहिए।
मतलब आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? निगहत अब्बास से पूछे ना, आपका सवाल क्या है?
मेरा यही सवाल है। एक मोहतरमा कह रही है कि आप एलेज करिए और बुलडोज करते रहिए, ये कोई बात हो गई?
निगहत अब्बास,
एक्स्ट्रा जुडिशियल एक्टिविटी।
आपको समझना पड़ेगा, ये मोहतरमा ये नहीं कह रही है कि अलर्ज करिए और बुलडोज करिए। ये मोहतरमा ये कह रही है कि अगर जुडिशरी में, अगर पुलिस को कुछ भी ऐसा मिलता है जहां पर टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज हो रही है, उसको प्रमोट किया जा रहा है, तो उसको डेफिनेटली बुलडोज करिए। और मैं ये भी साथ में कह रही हूं कि अगर किसी मदरसा में काफिर का कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ाया जा रहा है, तो जरूरी है कि अब हम मदरसे का कॉन्सेप्ट को ही वॉश ऑफ करके यहां पे मॉडर्न एजुकेशन को लाएं, जो आज के युवा की जरूरत है, सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान में नहीं जबकि विश्व भर में। तभी आपके और हमारे बच्चे आगे मुसलमान रहकर आगे अपनी पढ़ाई को बेहतर तरीके से निभा सकते हैं। ये कह रही हूं भाई साहब।
चंपक कलिता, दिस इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट कि क्या रिलीजन पढ़ना चाहिए नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए, इसका क्या इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है ये आपके सामने है ना सर, कि वहां पर पढ़ाई के नाम पर कुछ और किया जा रहा है। ये तो आपके सामने 6 एग्जाम्पल्स रख चुके हैं। अब और क्या चाहिए आपको? आपको इस बात से तकलीफ नहीं हो रही है कि इसका कवर लेकर के somebody is being misled? वो बच्चा है सर, वो बच्चा है। 10 साल में उस बेचारे को क्या ही समझ में आएगा कि क्या रिलीजन है और क्या ब्रेन वॉशिंग है। पर आपको उस चीज की फिक्र नहीं है, उस चीज का दर्द नहीं है कि एक आदमी ब्रेन वॉश कर रहा है बच्चों को। आपको ये फर्क पड़ रहा है कि भाई आपने उसके प्रॉपर्टी पेपर्स देखे कि नहीं और आपने उसको 3 नोटिस भेजे कि नहीं। व्हाट आर योर प्रायोरिटीज मिस्टर कलिता?
मैं बोलूं क्या, या आप
बोलिए बोलिए।
मतलब एज ए एंकर, एज ए पैनलिस्ट ऑफ RSS एंड बीजेपी आपका हो गया तो मैं बोलूं?
सर कोई भी सवाल आपको अच्छा नहीं लगता तो ये कोई पर्सनल अटैक से फायदा नहीं है ना, जवाब दीजिए।
अभी ये जो मोहतरमा बोल रही थी आप भी, तो आसाम में लास्ट 20 इयर्स में कितने लोग एलिज हुए और कितना कन्विक्शन है ये थोड़ा बता दीजिए। और कौन सा अदालत का ये राय है कि बुलडोज करिए? अगर ये हुआ तो मैं मोहतरमा को वेलकम करूंगा, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ। और पुलिस और अदालत का डिफरेंस ये मोहतरमा को मालूम ही नहीं है। पुलिस अलग चीज है और ये अदालत अलग चीज है। पुलिस का काम है अदालत लेके जाएगा, अदालत को तय करना है क्या गलत है।
पर मेरे को ये बताइए चंपक कलिता जी, आज आपको बुलडोजर से प्रॉब्लम है। इसके पहले जब हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा ने कहा था कि मैं सरकारी मदरसे बंद कर दूंगा क्योंकि अब मैं उनको मेन स्ट्रीम में लाना चाहता हूं, आपको उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम थी। उसमें ऑल्सो यू सॉ एज एन इस्लामोफोबिक मूव। तो अब आप रिफॉर्म तो सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं ना, जब मिसयूज दिख रहा है तो आप रिफॉर्म सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, आपको बस बुलडोजर से तकलीफ है, करेक्ट? रिफॉर्म से कोई तकलीफ नहीं।
मुझे एक बात समझ, आप जर्नलिस्ट है और आप एक इलीगल चीज को सपोर्ट कर रही है, बुलडोज के अगेंस्ट आप एक बार भी नहीं बोल रही है।
सर मैं आपसे सवाल पूछ रही हूँ ना, चलिए आपको बुलडोजर से प्रॉब्लम है, आपको रिफॉर्म को तो सपोर्ट करते हैं ना, आप रिफॉर्म सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं?
किसको?
आप मदरसा का रिफॉर्म सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं?
मदरसा का क्या बैन?
रिफॉर्म कि भाई हम उसको मेन स्ट्रीम में ले आएंगे, सरकारी मदरसे की फंडिंग बंद करेंगे और आप वहां पर नॉर्मल स्कूल बोर्ड्स लेके आइए और उनको मॉडर्न सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ाइए।
ये तो एक मुसलमान लोगों को अटैक है, अकल मुसलमान लोगों के लिए। ये
चलिए भाई, बुलडोजर भी अटैक है, वहां पर अच्छे टीचर लाना भी अटैक है, सीबीएसई देना भी अटैक है, वहां पे कंप्यूटर लगाना भी अटैक है, बट किसी को इंडोक्ट्रिनेट करके उसको रेडिकलाइज करना अटैक नहीं है। वो रिलीजन है, राइट टू प्रैक्टिस रिलीजन। गुड सर, आपकी सरकार बनेगी तो आपकी प्रायोरिटी बहुत ही अच्छी होगी। आप जो करिकुलम बनाएंगे ना वो देखने लायक होगा। Danish Qureshi, in principle you agree that these examples show why reform is needed in madrasas?
No, this is not about reform, Padmaja. This is all about law and order. And state government of Assam has to move according to the law which he is bounded to. Now the thing is that Hemant Biswa Sarma is the Chief Minister of Assam. He is not a Chief Justice. How he has verdicted that to demolish the Madarsa? और ये जो निखत अब्बास कह रही है, इनसे पूछ लीजिएगा कभी आप कि हमारे देश ने दो प्रधानमंत्रियों की हत्याएं देखी, उसमें कन्विक्शन भी देखा। क्या किसी आतंकवादी का जिन्होंने प्रधानमंत्री की हत्या की थी उनके घर डिमोलिश किए गए? सन 47 से लेके आज तक एक भी जजमेंट आप बता दीजिए जिसमें आरोपी को सजा मिली हो और सजा के साथ ये दिया गया हो कि इसको फांसी की सजा दीजिए या 14 साल की सजा दीजिए, साथ में इसका घर भी ढा दीजिए। एक केस है। Then how you are moving anti-constitutionally? A state is moving anti-constitutionally and these people are defending in the panel.
Nighat Abbas.
This is the insult of constitution, Padmaja.
And look how beautifully you are, and look how beautifully he is coming on the panel and trying to defend the terrorists. I mean, it's so great, Padmaja. And this is the irony we have. It's not about that we have the, international resources who are, trying to instigate the matter of terrorism in the country. There are people like him who are sitting on the panel and trying to defend what has happened. Trying to defend that there is a terrorism activity going on in a madrasa, the name of madrasa. But let's not demolish them. Let's see the protocol. Let's go by law. Let people die. Let people spoil their futures. Let people become terrorists.
You can't move anti-constitutionally. Hemant Biswa Sarma is the Chief Minister of Assam. He is not the Chief Justice of Assam.
Let's not bulldoze an institution which is trying to teach terrorism
Hemant Biswa Sarma is the Chief Minister and not the Chief Justice. He can't give verdict to demolish or to root out any madrasa or any property
right now is supposed to happen because
any terror connection or any terror funding or whatever he has done
is not very far when people will be tired of talking to Muslims
and not by the Chief Minister or not by the state.
You know, you are absolutely right, Danish Qureshi. Everyone should follow the letter of the law. Nobody is asking for extra constitutional justice. But your anger and the vehemence of your anger at something like this happening is understandable. I only wish there was a fraction of that vehemence when you discovered that these madrasas were being used to push children down a path where there is only one end, the barrel of a gun. That anger would have been very welcome. Thanks very much, all gentlemen, Aprajita Sarangi, Nighat Abbas for joining me. Thanks for watching.